What up, YouTube? Franchise 2 Sports back again with another video. Um, the meaning of this video today, came across once again. When I'm cleaning, I like to listen to YouTube videos, of course. And as I was cleaning today, I came across this video. I think it was from earlier today, at the time of this recording. I think Shannon, it was on Undisputed. Shannon and Skip was talking about the Dream Team versus the Redeem Team. Many of you might know, some of you might not know by now, that there's a documentary being released about the Dream Team on Netflix, which is I don't know what to expect from that documentary. I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of pro LeBron that's going on with that, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But Undisputed, Skip and Shannon were discussing the who would win between the Redeem Team versus the Dream Team. And before I even continuing on with the video, I just looked at the comments, and so many people just seemed. I don't get it. I don't get this whole total disrespect towards the old heads of the NBA. I don't get it at all. It's always that bigger, stronger, faster BS. It's always with that. But here's the thing about the whole bigger, stronger thing. Most of these players now, if they're so big and strong and have more endurance and more stamina, why are they always hurt? They play less games now than what they did back then. And they have more medical technology, more medical practices, meaning more therapy than they had back then. But these guys are always hurt. But they're bigger and stronger. Get the hell. Anyways, not to go into that whole thing, but it kind of ties into that. And you know how Shannon is. He's sitting there, LeBron to go, but skip, LeBron to go. And you know how Skip is. He's arguing for the case of Michael Jordan, and like I said, Shannon's arguing for the case of LeBron. Here's the thing about that Dream Team versus that Redeem Team. Yes, I ain't gonna lie, the Redeem Team, they were cold. But also you have to understand that Dream Team was just as good. And everybody tries to talk about, oh, you lost to a bunch of college players. Anyways, but some people don't realize that a lot of those players on that Dream Team were still in their prime, with the exceptions of Larry Bird, who was pretty much on his way out. I think he's close to retirement or retired by that time. And we all know that his back was starting to go out right quick. Shoot, sorry about that. I accidentally hit the stop on my mic. But anyways, what was I saying? That yeah, most of that Dream Team was still in the prime, with the exception of Larry Bird, who was on his way out. He was suffering through back issues, but he was still. This is one thing, goes back and ties to a video a couple of days ago that I made by Larry Bird. Even with his back problems, the man was still averaging double figures. That's why he was on the Dream Team. You gotta think, it was 92. Most of the 90s players were in their prime. I think Jordan was 28, 29. Barkley was 28, 29. Ewing was around 29, 30. David Robinson was around still 28. Hakeem was still, I think, almost close to his 30s. Hakeem wasn't even on that team. I'm thinking of the 96 team. Who else was on that team? They were still mostly, I think the oldest people on that team were Magic and Bird. And Magic, even though he's been retired since then, was still a threat. Now, you put that team together, who was just, people don't understand, was just probably just as athletic as the Dream Team. Come on now. Like they was talking about, they mentioned, Skip and Shannon mentioned that Kobe or Jordan will be holding each other. I'm still edging it out with Jordan over that matchup. Even though Kobe is a split image of Jordan, but I'm still edging that one out. Um, it'll be hard for that dream team to get to the basket because there's nothing but towers down there. And this is when they played center back then. Now, at around that time, the best center that was let's say that dream team, redeem team was '08. Probably the best center around that time was Dwight Howard. And I think the back, was it Chris Bosh? I think it might have been Chris Bosh. Yeah, Patrick Ewing down there. David Robinson down there. Hall of Famers, top 75. You have Barkley on that team, which was no joke. I don't know why people continue to keep thinking Barkley's a joke. When Barkley was in his prime, just watch the highlights. He was a beast. So what? He couldn't win a ring. But the man won an MVP for a reason. He won it over Jordan. Much to the dismay of Jordan. But he won it over Jordan. Let's not forget that the players of the 90s were boss hogs. They were just equally good. All that athleticism and that gets thrown out the window when you get to the nitty gritty of the game. Especially when you get to the half court part of the game. And I think the rules were starting to change around that Redeem Team's era. I would say it'd be about the same rules as it was in the 90s, but come on now. Let's not get goofy here. It wouldn't be a blowout against the Redeem Team versus the Dream Team. It'd be very close. I think they played a game of 7. I bet you the Dream Team will win a couple of those. It might be close, but I bet you they're gonna win that overall series. Their mindset was a little bit different from what they are now. Not to say Kobe is probably could have fit. Well, he played in the 90s, but could have easy played in the 90s. But here's another thing I wanted to point out that they was talking about that Shannon keeps saying over and over again, and here it is. LeBron's Redeem Team. LeBron's Redeem Team. From memory, I kind of figured Kobe was the anchor of that 2018, also that 2012 team. Let's not forget here that LeBron in 04, if he's so great, LeBron can go 04 in that Olympics, even with Tim Duncan, who I still think is top 10, they got bronze. If LeBron was so great, he can pull over the mountain. Why they didn't win 04? If LeBron's so great, why they got Kobe? See, Kobe was the anchor. He was the mental toughness, probably along with Jason Kidd on that team as well. The mental toughness that team needed. That's why that team was so good. They had that mental toughness, that mama-ness in there with Kobe. That's why the 08 team was good. That's why the 12 team was good. Now, you look at the Olympic teams. Why are they losing? I think the recent Olympic team lost. That could maybe just everybody else is catching up. Look at the international game now. I don't know why these international players keep getting disrespected. They're equal, maybe because they're equally good to the American players now. You look at Giannis, you look at Luka, you look at Jokic, Embiid, even what's the tall dude on? He's on Minnesota. I can't even think of Rudy Gobert. Think of those people. They caught up with the Americans now. But that's a different topic for a different story. But I'm just getting tired of hearing the disrespect towards Kobe and also hearing the disrespect towards the 90s. And the reason why I stand so bold against the certain agendas that's going on with these sports media is because, for one, if it wasn't for players of the 90s or even the early 2000s, most of the people like me who was born in the 90s probably wouldn't have never liked basketball. Two, players of the 90s, 2000s, and even beyond the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, they still paved the way for what we see now in the league. So that, once again, let's not disrespect the past. Let's not disrespect Kobe's name. Let's not disrespect the 90s players like Gilbert Arenas. I don't want to put any players before the 90s in my top 10. Shut up, you Valley girl, meat neck, head ass. I'm sorry. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say about that whole segment that was on Undisputed. But tell me what you guys think.